Round two. Look at those beautiful seeds. Oh my gosh. You know, I tried to plant watermelon in my little balcony garden. I live in an apartment, so it's kind of hard because there's not that much room in those, the vines. They just go everywhere. Well, I try to corral them and make them grow here and make them grow this way, make them go that way. But it's still just not that much room, so. But one of my watermelon plants had actually just started growing, and I'm so excited to see if I'm gonna get any watermelon out of it. I know I should think better than that. I'm trying to work on my mindset, but it's so green and pretty, and it must love the sun and the heat because all the rest of my plants are getting all brown and crusty because they don't like the sun too much. They act like they like the sun. They're supposed to like the sun. They're supposed to love the sun, but they get now they get upset and burned. God, look at this watermelon. Look how sweet and juicy it look. All glistening. Mm mm mm. Mm mm. This is the only food I'm gonna eat today. I'm not eating nothing else with this watermelon. I'm gonna eat watermelon all day. All day today is watermelon day. What's today? Thursday? You hear me crunching the seed? I know some people don't care for the seeds, but the seeds have so many healthful benefits for your body that it's incredible. You got high blood pressure? I'm sorry if you're taking that medication for it, but you have to check with your doctor. But watermelon, you probably can't eat it. You know what I noticed? If you're taking the medication, you're not supposed to eat things that are green, which help with the blood pressure. You're not supposed to eat stuff like this because it's going to make everything else in your system go out of whack because you're taking the medication to offset the the problem in your system in the first place. I know we did it to ourselves, eating all that processed food, and it's too bad the way we eat. So I mean, but you can still fix it. You still got time to fix it because you're still alive. Um, what they say, um, just start eating a little bit better. I don't know how you can accomplish that though with the medication. I guess you got to be under close medical supervision and maybe find what you call a naturopathic doctor. They study more natural things than the traditional medications, I guess. I don't know. But I made it this far in my life. I'm not on any medication. I had a blood pressure issue. I think I was in my early 20s. And, well, that's an ugly story. I'm going to tell you that story. I'm going to tell that story one day. I don't know if I did tell that story, but I had went for a physical. And the lady said I had high blood pressure. And I said, huh. Then I had already known about this, they call it white coat syndrome. When you get uptight and nervous and anxious when you know you're about to be examined by a physician when you go to the doctor's office. So it makes your blood pressure go up. And so, I asked her, could it be that? She said, it's a possibility. It could be. I don't know. So she took it again before I left. And she said, oh, that's much better, but it's still high. Right? So that told me something. So I came back again the next time because she, scheduled me a follow-up just to check it again and make sure. And it was high again. Not as high as it was. That told me something too. So she gave me a prescription for the what you call hydrochlorothiazide. I think that's the name of it. It's like a water pill. It's like a water pill, and so when set me some more follow-up appointments, come back, and that didn't do it. So she prescribed me another a real blood pressure medication. I can't remember the name of it, but I said, when should I take it? She said, you can take it today. So I waited till I got back to my office and took it, and I'm glad that at the time I was working in the cancer center. So I worked around a bunch of nurses, and they loved me. I loved them. So I took that pill, and Lord, I couldn't do nothing. I got so weak, and I just laid my head down on my desk because I was just like, I thought it was just the beginning of the effect because I had never taken that medication before. I didn't realize it was real, and it was how dangerous it was. So one of the nurses came through there and see me with my head on my desk, and she like put her arms around my shoulders, and she's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I said, "No." She said, "What's wrong? What's going on?" And I told her, I said, they all knew I had went to the doctor earlier for my checkup. So she was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I said, "I took the medication for my blood pressure, and I just can't. I don't know." She ran down to the clinic and came right back with that portable blood pressure thing. And she took my blood pressure. Said, "Girl, your blood pressure is so low." Oh my gosh! She said she got me a pillow. She made me a little pallet. Like we had cubicles, and so hers was up against the wall, kind of in the back behind me. And she made me a pallet down there on the floor. Put the sheets down there. Put the pillow down there. And she said, "Come here. I'll be back in a few minutes to check on you." And I laid down there, and I went to sleep. Maybe I could have went to sleep and not woke up, but I don't know. But she knew what she was doing, and I had confidence that she knew what she was doing. And so she kept coming back to check on me. By this time, I needed to eat something because I know I have the other thing too. If you don't eat, your blood sugar get all low. So by this time, I started getting nauseous. So she reached up in my pantry. I had a pantry. I had a pantry at work, and give me something to snack on, like some crackers or something, anything. Just put something in your stomach, right? And so she kept coming back to check on me. And then she came back and she goes, "What doctor was that? Where's the pill?" And she got the pills, and she tried to call the doctor, and of course the doctor didn't want to talk to her because of the HIPAA laws. And so and she tried to tell her that it was too much for my system, and so the doctor, I don't know whatever else the doctor said to her, but she said that she wants you to call her as soon as you can get up and as soon as you can. And so okay. I thought juice of this watermelon, it was so good. She said, I called that lady, and she said, "Oh, I heard you had a problem with your medication." I said, "Yeah." You know what she told me? She told me next time take half. Next time just take half. I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm like, F you, right? I ain't taking a goddamn thing. And I just said, "Okay, bye." Let's schedule your follow up. I said, "Okay, bye." I'm hanging up now. I'm getting off the phone because I'm mad because she talking about just take half next time. Next time, just take half. And that was the beginning of my journey. I started to look up because I just feel like in my heart, God gave us everything to sustain ourselves and our bodies. And so I started looking up what foods are good for high blood pressure. And I saw celery. I saw the beats were good because it's all tied to your heart. You know, every system, your whole body internally is a system, and externally, it's a system. When one thing is out of whack, it can make something else go out of whack. So your heart, your heart. Excuse me. Oh, that watermelon was so juicy. Your heart, your blood pressure works with your heart, right? And if it's not working good, pumping everything, all the nutrients to the rest of your body, carrying blood and oxygen throughout the rest of your body. Everything works together. And when one thing is out of whack, it can knock something else out of whack. But anyway, that was the beginning of my blood pressure journey. And so I did monitor my blood pressure, and I saw it getting lower and lower, and it had gotten normal, within normal range. And excuse me. Oh, excuse me. And every time I, I kind of monitor it off and on. You can go to the pharmacy, you go to CVS and Walgreens, and even I think Walmart has a blood pressure pump back there also. And if you have any concerns, and I told my sister, you can talk to the pharmacist and ask them, when was this machine calibrated last? When was this machine calibrated? Because if the machine haven't been serviced in a while, it could be out of whack. So you want to get accurate reading. So if you go to one store, you can still, they usually all are right there clumped together. If you go to one store, go to the next store. If you have time, just whenever you have time, go to the next store. Just keep checking it and see how your blood pressure looks. And of course, you can get your own little personal monitor also. And I got one. And if you can't get your own little personal monitor to keep with you, then I had to hold over the bowl. I was a bit bite. If you don't have the money to get your own personal monitor, then go to the pharmacies. Go to the pharmacies close to you, and just make sure you ask them, when was this machine last calibrated? They think, oh, she's so intelligent. What did she just say? And if the person at the counter says that they're not sure, they need to ask the pharmacist. Don't let people just give you no little rinky-dink answer. I hate when workers do that. Because when somebody tell me, oh, I believe so, or I think so, I'm like, you should have a sheet. Shouldn't you have a sheet to say when it was last monitored, a tracking sheet or anything? And if they say, oh, I think it is, or whatever, don't. Who knows the true answer? Is it the pharmacist or the pharmacist assistant or pharmacist tech? It sure ain't the worker. The worker might just be a cashier or customer service or whatever, right? Don't let people just tell you anything. I hate when people do that, especially if I call on the phone trying to check on something, one of my accounts or something. Oh, I believe so. Oh, I think so. I don't want to hear think so and believe so. I want to know the real answer, right? Who will know the answer? Would your supervisor know the answer? And that's the last thing they want to do, is get the supervisor on the phone. Right? Oh my God. As I say, this is my first watermelon of the season. Oh my God. Really, this remind me of childhood again, when we used to be waiting all day to cut that watermelon, for the big sisters to cut that watermelon, and the little kids, we outside running around playing in the hot ass sun, because the sun was our friend back then, right? We waiting for the big sisters to cut that watermelon open, so after they know we've been running around real good, here come the first person out with a slice of watermelon. Everybody else run in. Everybody else run inside to get theirs, and we all sitting outside eating our watermelon, little kids, and we just laughing, talking, eating our watermelon, and some spitting the seeds out, and me, I'm still chewing my seeds up. I love crunchy. I love crunchy, so I would always just crunch my seeds and chew up my seeds, even in childhood. So, God, Jesus, this watermelon is the bomb diggity. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.